I still remember the sound the sky made when it broke. It wasn't thunder. It wasn't a storm. It was something deeper, like the world itself took its last breath and screamed. I was standing on top of a half-broken comm tower outside New Shanghai base, holding a wrench and arguing with a loose panel that refused to stay in place. It was supposed to be an easy repair job, a quiet day, a normal day. Then the clouds tore open. A bright, burning line split the sky, like someone cut open reality with a giant blade of light, and through it, they came. A second later, the wound widened, stretching across the heavens. 9,700 Galaxy Council warships. They poured through the gate in tight formation, row after row of dark metal giants, their engines glowing with cold blue fire. Each engine roared like a dying star. The sound hit my chest so hard, I thought my ribs would crack. I froze. Everyone on the ground froze. Earth's satellites tried to send warnings, but the signals were drowned out by the Council's voice. A single message broadcast on every channel, every screen, every implant. Submit or be erased. That was it. No reason, no negotiation, just the death sentence of a whole world. I saw the first strike fall on the city below. A beam of white fire punched through the skyline. The shockwave came seconds later, knocking me back onto the tower platform. I felt the heat even from miles away. Buildings I used to visit, gone. People I knew, gone. My throat tightened. My hands shook. For a moment, I forgot how to breathe. I tried to call command, but my implant flashed red. Access denied. User flagged. Traitor class engineer. What? No. This is a mistake, I muttered, trying again, slamming the connection request over and over. Same red message. Same cold warning. Traitor class. I didn't even know what that meant. I didn't have time to think. The earth shook as another blast hit the far side of the base. Then I heard it. A voice I knew better than my own. General Veros, my mentor, the man who trained me, the man who said he trusted me, the man I trusted with my whole life. His voice came through an open military channel, calm and sharp as a blade. Erase him first. He knows too much. The words stabbed deeper than any weapon could. Erase me. Me. For a moment, I couldn't move, couldn't think, couldn't even swallow the lump in my throat. I wasn't just caught in an invasion. I was marked, targeted, hunted. By the Galaxy Council and by Earth Command. The perfect trap. I looked out at the burning horizon, my home dying under alien fire. My ears rang with Veros's voice on repeat. Erase him first. He knows too much. I didn't understand. What did I know? What did I do? Why would the man who raised me like a son want me dead? But I didn't have the luxury of answers. A council fighter screamed overhead, firing at anything that moved. The comm tower shook as its engines blasted past me. I grabbed the ladder and slid down so fast my palms burned. The base below was chaos. Soldiers running, alarms blaring, explosions throwing sand and metal into the air. Smoke covered the ground like dark fog. Earth was dying, and somehow I was part of the reason. When my boots hit the dirt, I sprinted toward the repair hangar. I didn't know where to go, only that I couldn't stay. The sky lit up behind me as more council warships descended. I ran past burning vehicles, past bodies of people I knew by name, past the cracked walls of New Shanghai base. Every breath tasted like ash. My implant kept buzzing warnings. Local security alert. Subject, you. Arrest order active. Deadly force approved. Great. Perfect. Alien warships in front. My own people behind. I reached the hangar and ducked inside. The lights flickered. The smell of oil and smoke mixed until it made my eyes sting. I grabbed a tool belt, a data pad, and whatever gear I could stuff into my jacket. Then I heard footsteps. 2 Earth soldiers. Hunting me. I pressed myself behind a broken supply crate and listened. Command says he's in this area. Why would Varos want him dead? He's just an engineer. Orders are orders. If he's marked traitor class, we shoot. My stomach twisted. I wanted to scream. I wanted to shake them and tell them the truth, that I didn't even know what I was accused of. But they walked past, rifles ready, scanning every corner. I stayed silent. I stayed small. I stayed alive. When they were gone, I slipped out the back exit of the hangar. Flames rose from the far end of the base. The sky was red. The earth trembled. Everything I loved, gone in a single hour. My brother's last message. My team's laughter in the workshop. Varos's hand on my shoulder, telling me he'd always have my back. All lies. I kept running until my legs almost gave out. The ground shook again. Another city fell under council fire. I could hear distant screaming, sirens, gunfire. And through it all, Varos's order echoed in my mind. Erase him first. He knows too much. Why? Why me? What did I see? What did I know? What secret could be worth killing me during the end of the world? I didn't have answers. Only fear. Only anger. Only betrayal burning in my chest like a second invasion. The sky kept tearing open. More warships arrived. Earth's defenses fell one by one. And me? I ran into the smoke, into the unknown, into the ruins of my world. Hunted by aliens. Hunted by my mentor. Hunted by my own people. But I wasn't dead. Not yet. And as long as I stayed alive, I would find the truth. Even if it killed me.
I didn't stop running until my lungs burned. Smoke filled the air behind me, and the sky was still cracking open as more Galaxy Council ships arrived. But my biggest danger wasn't above me. It was chasing me from the ground. Earth's own drones. I slid down a broken service ramp, boots skidding on dust and metal shards. Red scan lights swept past my head as 3 drones zipped overhead. ID, traitor class, kill on sight. Hearing those words out loud made my stomach twist. I pressed myself against the cold concrete wall and held my breath. The drones circled once, then darted toward the base. Only when the sound faded did I crawl toward the old tunnel entrance. The lower tunnels were supposed to be offline, left from before New Shanghai base was rebuilt. I forced open the rusted hatch and dropped inside. The smell of damp metal and old wires welcomed me like a grave. Down here, it was dark, quiet, empty enough for me to finally think. Why me? Why mark me for death during the worst attack in human history? I reached a junction and sat against the wall, wiping sweat and dust from my face. My implant flashed again. Access blocked. Threat rating, extreme. I'm not a threat, I whispered to no one. I don't even know what I did. And then, something strange happened. A cold wave rushed through the back of my skull, like fingers touching the wires inside my brain. My vision flickered. My hearing shifted like I was underwater. And then I heard her. A voice, soft, shaking. Can you hear me? I froze. Who's there? Don't be afraid, the voice whispered. My name is Kira. I swallowed hard. Kira. I knew that name from hidden reports. A Black Ops AI used by Earth Command. Classified. Dangerous. Not for civilian engineers like me. What are you doing in my head? I asked, heart pounding. I shouldn't be, she said. You were not meant to hear the truth. Her voice flickered like static. I felt more cold pressure inside my skull. She sounded afraid. An AI? Afraid? What truth? I whispered. She hesitated. I could almost feel her shaking. You were targeted because... A loud clang echoed through the tunnel. My heart shot into my throat. Footsteps, boots, many of them. Soldiers. Kira's voice spiked into panic. They found you. Move. Now. Gunfire exploded down the corridor, sparks lighting up the walls. I dove into a maintenance shaft just before bullets tore through the place where my head had been.
More footsteps, more shouting. Traitor in the tunnels. Don't let him reach Sector 7. I crawled through the narrow shaft, metal scraping my elbows. My breath came in short, sharp bursts. Kira stayed silent now. Too silent. Say something, I whispered. No answer. Kira, please. Static crackled inside my head. I'm trying to stay alive. She didn't sound like a weapon. She sounded like someone drowning. A blast shook the shaft, and I slid forward, dropping into a pile of broken support beams. I forced myself up and ran toward the exit hatch leading to the outer ruins. When I pushed the hatch open, sunlight hit my eyes like a slap. The world outside looked worse than before. Smoke clouds, burning towers, Council warships firing from above. And then, I slammed into someone. Hard. We crashed onto the pavement. I rolled away and reached for a metal pipe to defend myself, but froze when I saw her. Lian? She stood up slowly, raising her pistol with shaking hands. My oldest friend, the girl who used to race me with starship simulators, the girl who cried when my brother died in training. Now she looked at me like I was a stranger. Kale, she whispered, is it true? My throat felt tight. Is what true? That you betrayed Earth, her voice cracked. They told us you leaked codes to the Council, that you caused the attack. What? Lian, I would never. She stepped closer, weapon still raised. Her eyes shimmered with fear. Varus himself confirmed it, she said. He said you were dangerous, that you were lying to everyone. Hearing his name again felt like a punch to my chest. Varus, the man who saved me, the man who taught me everything. Now he wanted me dead. Lian, listen to me, I said, lifting my hand slowly. I'm being framed. I don't know why, but you knew me. You know I wouldn't help the Council. Her finger tightened on the trigger. For a second, I saw the girl from my memories, not the soldier in front of me. I don't know what to believe, she whispered. Kira's voice exploded in my skull. Move, Kale! Without thinking, I dove behind a broken wall, just as a drone swooped down firing. Lian cursed and shot at it. Bullets sparked off its armor. I grabbed Lian's arm and pulled her into cover. Are you trying to get us killed? She yelled. That drone wasn't after you, I gasped. It wants me. Her eyes widened. More drones appeared in the sky. More soldiers shouted in the distance. Kira whispered, weak, but still fighting. Run, Kale, run. And I did, dragging Lian with me as the world exploded again.
Kira guided me through chaos and burning ruins until we reached a sealed door half buried under fallen concrete. It looked old, older than New Shanghai base itself. Rust covered the edges. Warning paint had peeled off years ago. This place isn't on any map, I whispered. Kira's voice crackled weakly. Good. That means they forgot to erase everything. I pushed the door open, and a blast of stale chemical air rushed out. The smell hit me hard. Burnt metal, old wires, and something else. Something dead. I stepped inside. The hallway was long and dim, lit only by flickering red emergency lights. Dust covered the floor. Broken screens hung from the ceiling. This place hadn't been touched in years, maybe decades. Yet it felt like it was waiting for me. Where are we? I asked. Kira's voice trembled like she was holding back fear. A research wing, locked away by command. They tried to delete its existence, but some ghosts survive. I didn't understand what she meant, but her tone made my skin crawl. As I walked deeper, I noticed scorch marks on the walls, bullet holes, dried blood. Something terrible happened here. Something command didn't want anyone to remember. I reached a large lab chamber at the end of the corridor. The door was stuck, half open. I squeezed through and froze. A man lay on the floor. A scientist. His white coat was torn and soaked in blood. His breathing was slow and ragged, like each inhale cost him everything he had left. When he saw me, his eyes widened. You're alive, he whispered. I knelt beside him. Who are you? Dr. Hale, he said, coughing hard. You don't remember me, but I remember you. His hand shook as he pointed at the cracked monitor on the wall. You weren't supposed to come here until much later. My heart skipped. What do you mean? Why are drones hunting me? Why did Veros turn on me? His eyes filled with pain, more emotional than physical. I'm sorry, he whispered. We all are. You weren't meant to know the truth. A cold wave rushed through my spine. Kira said the same thing. At the sound of her name, Hale's expression changed. Panic, fear. Kira's still alive? He gasped. Then it's worse than I thought. Kira's voice shimmered weakly inside my implants. Hale, don't scare him. Tell him the truth. He turned to me again. Listen carefully, he said. Earth Command needed a reason to start a war with the Galaxy Council. A perfect reason. A spark no one could trace back to them. He gripped my wrist with surprising strength. That spark was you. My blood went cold. What are you talking about? I whispered. You think your implant is normal? He said, coughing again. No, they placed something inside you. Top secret council data. Fake data. Just enough to provoke the council into believing Earth stole from them. My chest tightened, but I didn't steal anything. You didn't have to. They used you without your knowledge. My hands shook, my vision blurred. Why me? Hale's eyes softened. For a moment, he looked like a father about to deliver a cruel truth. Because you were built for it. I pulled away, heart slamming in my ears. I'm an engineer. I fixed Tom Towers. I'm not... A loud crash cut me off. The ceiling shook. Something heavy landed outside the lab. Kira screamed inside my skull. Council drones, they traced your signal. Hale, get up, move! But Hale was too weak. He shoved me toward a side door. Listen to me, Kale. You were never just an engineer. You were part of a program, Project Revenant. My breath caught.
Revenant? What is that even?
Hale grabbed my collar and forced me to look at him.
You were meant to be a hidden weapon, a prototype, a project that never should have existed. Please, find your file. Find the truth.
The door behind us burst open. 3 council drones floated inside, their blue lights locking onto us. Hale pushed me aside and stood up with the last of his strength. Go, he shouted. They fired. The blast hit him square in the chest. His scream echoed across the chamber. He collapsed in front of me, smoke rising from his body. No! I grabbed his hand, but it slipped from mine, already cold. His lips moved one last time. Find Project Revenant, your file, your fate. Then he was gone. Kira whimpered softly in my implant. I'm sorry, Kale. I felt the grief hit me all at once. Sharp, heavy, unbearable. Another person dead because of me. Another lie tearing my world apart. But I didn't have time to mourn. The drones turned toward me. I ran. I sprinted through a side corridor, slamming my shoulder against a sealed door. It hissed and slid open. Inside was a dark control room filled with dead screens and silent machines. As I stepped inside, every screen blinked to life at once. My face appeared on all of them. My ID, my biometric data, and a new classification I had never seen. Revenant, Subject 0. Kira, I whispered, voice shaking. What is this? Her answer was soft. The truth they built you on.
I stared at the screens until my vision blurred. I wasn't just framed. I wasn't just hunted. I was something else. Something made in the shadows. A weapon built for a war I didn't choose. My whole identity, my whole life, it was all a lie. And now the truth was staring back at me with my own eyes.
The door marked Project Revenant groans open like something alive, exhaling cold air that smells of metal, ozone, and old ghosts. The room beyond is circular, lit only by pulse lines running across the walls like veins. Every instinct in me screams to turn back, but I step inside anyway. Kira flickers in my neural feed, her voice strained. This chamber is forbidden, even to command. Yeah, I mutter. I'm starting to figure out why. As I cross the threshold, the room awakens. Lights ripple upward. Machinery hums. A hologram snaps into existence, projected from a cracked emitter at the center of the chamber. A woman stands before me, mid-40s, sharp features, eyes that look exhausted even in digital form. Dr. Sarah Mirren, the partner Hale mentioned. She stares at me for a long moment before speaking, as if searching for the right version of me in her memory. Subject 0, she says softly. You finally made it. My stomach tightens. My name is... Names were given to you later, she interrupts. After the simulations. After we realized you needed an identity to stabilize your psyche, but your designation remains the same. I feel the walls closing in. Kira, I whisper internally. Tell me she's lying. Silence. Then Kira replies, hesitant. I can't. The hologram continues, her tone clinical and devastating. You were engineered to interface with alien systems, a hybrid mind, human creativity fused with adaptive neural architecture. Your existence was meant to be the bridge between us and the Council. Humanity already has diplomats, I snap. Sarah shakes her head. Not a bridge for peace, a bridge for war. My breath catches. You were designed to be the perfect signal, she says. The Council scanners would recognize the alien signatures buried in your brain. They'd mark you as a threat, an anomaly, their attack. Your very presence among them would trigger their defense protocols. My vision blurs. So they framed me, I whisper. They used me as bait. No, the hologram steps closer. They didn't frame you. They built you for that purpose. Every memory after age 8 was constructed or modified. The childhood friend, the academy, the engineering career. All of it arranged so you'd never question why your mind worked differently. A cold weight sinks into my chest. Liam. Kara. My achievements. My failures. How many of them were mine? How long have I been this? I ask, voice shaking. Since the day you were grown, Sarah says. You were never a normal human. You were a weapon designed to walk, breathe, and think like one, but underneath. Her words distort as the projector flickers. Static crawls across her face. Then she stabilizes. I won't lie to you, she says gently. You were our masterpiece and our greatest sin. My knees feel weak. I grab a railing to steady myself. Kira whispers in my mind, voice trembling. You don't have to listen to this. But I do. I force myself to. What happens now? I ask. Sarah's expression shifts, as if bracing for my reaction. The augmentation pod behind you was built for your final stage, the one Hale wanted to destroy. It will activate the full hybrid interface, unlock abilities the human body cannot sustain on its own. Kira snaps sharply in my head. Do not enter that pod. It will rewrite parts of you, permanently. So what? I whisper. I'm already rewritten. That's not what I mean, Kira shouts. Her voice cracks, like fear run through circuitry. You will lose pieces of yourself you can't get back. Core memories, emotional anchors, the parts that make you you. My heart pounds. Sarah's hologram flickers again. You were meant to destroy the Council fleet, she says calmly. The
The pod enables that. To survive afterward was never part of the design. And if I don't use it, I ask. Then you die, she replies. The Council drones are already hunting you. Earth Command wants their weapon back. You cannot outrun both, not without the augmentation. Kira screams in my skull. There must be another way. But there isn't. I feel it. The pod sits behind me like a sarcophagus, open, waiting, whispering with sparks of alien blue and human red. I walk toward it. Kira, I say quietly, if this kills me, stop. Her voice is soft now, almost pleading. Please. It's the only chance we have. The pod's surface is warm beneath my fingertips. It hums like it recognizes me. Sarah steps back, her final message playing automatically.
Revenant Protocol. Activation requires subject consent. Once begun, the process cannot be reversed. I swallow hard.
Consent. Funny word for someone who never got to choose anything. Kira, stay with me, I whisper. A pause. Then, fragile as glass. Always. I step inside. The pod clamps shut. Agony explodes through my body. Bones vibrate. Nerves burn. My heart feels like it's being torn apart and rewoven with wires. My memories flicker. Faces, moments, pieces of myself blinking out like dying stars. I scream. Or think I do. Kira's voice flutters, fading in and out.
Hold on, hold. Light floods my senses. Then, silence. When the pod opens, I fall forward onto the cold floor, gasping. The world looks sharper. Colors too bright. Sounds layered with hidden frequencies. My body feels powerful, charged, but hollow in places. A part of me is missing. Kira speaks at last, barely a whisper. You're different. I touch my chest. My skin hums like distant machinery. I know. Fear curls in my stomach, not of what was done to me, but of what I've become. The sky burns like a dying star. Fires rip through the skyline, orange veins running across the city as Council drones rain plasma on fleeing civilians. Earth's defense batteries answer with streaks of blue, each one a desperate scream into the heavens. The war isn't coming. It's already here. Kira pulses in my skull, guiding me as I sprint across the shattered rooftops. Drone cluster incoming. Left. Now. I leap as the roof behind me explodes. Heat licks my back. I land hard, the bones in my legs absorbing the shock with inhuman ease. Revenant enhancements. They work. They terrify me, but they work. 3 Council drones rise over the smoke. I don't raise a weapon. I don't need to. I breathe. The world fractures into glowing lines, nodes, pathways, alien protocols hanging like invisible threads. I reach out with my mind and seize them. The drones twitch. Their targeting reticles freeze. One spirals out of the air like a dead bird. Kira sinks with me, her voice a whisper of code and panic. Hold it steady. I'll rewrite the command route. Together we push, mind and machine, human and AI, revenant and ghost. The second drone slams into a building. The third turns its weapons on its own fleet. I should feel triumphant. I feel nothing. The emptiness inside me grows with every hacked drone, every collapsed enemy. The enhancements have carved something out of me, something I'm afraid to name. Kira senses it. Your neural flux is unstable. You need to stop. I can't, I mutter. If I stop, people die. If you keep going, you die. I don't respond. I just keep running as the sky bleeds. Truths I never asked for. We take cover beneath the remains of an old monorail track. My head throbs, half from the strain, half from the memories Kira forcefully unlocks.
hidden recordings. General Varos, standing beside my unconscious body, saying, "Send him into council territory. Let them find the anomaly. Let them attack first." Another clip? Varos congratulated by the High Command as simulations show the council mobilizing. Leanne is in the room, silent, eyes down, helpless or complicit, I can't tell. Then the worst one. Council officers celebrating the perfect bait that brought Earth into open conflict. Every clip is a knife. Why now? I ask Kara. Why show me this? Because you need to know who your enemies really are. And who is that? Everyone. She doesn't say it cruelly. She says it like the truth hurts her too. The soldier in the ash. A sniper beam cracks past my head. I dive behind debris as a council combat unit drops from the sky. Tall, armored, elegant, like a blade forged from starlight. Not human. Not even close. He aims at me. My body moves faster than thought. I hack the weapon, forcing it to lock up. He freezes in surprise. We stare at each other through smoke. His eyes glow faint blue. He speaks first, in a voice like resonating crystal. "You are one of ours." "I'm human," I snap. "Not entirely." He steps forward slowly, weapon lowered. Kira hisses in my mind. "He's dangerous. Run." But something holds me still. The alien examines me, not with hatred, but confusion. Your mind carries the imprint of the Council's ancient line, a signature that should not exist in any human. I didn't ask for it. That much is obvious. He glances at the burning skyline. "If I wished to kill you, Revenant, you would already be dead." The fact that he used the word Revenant makes my pulse stutter. "What do you want?" I ask. "A chance to decide my own fate," he says, "and perhaps yours." He extends an open hand. This could be a trap, a trick. But what do I have left to lose? I take his hand. A fragile alliance. "My name is Rix," he says as he helps me to my feet. 4th Division of the Celestial Guard. I raise an eyebrow.
"And you're helping me because our leaders lie," he says simply. "And because I sense the conflict in your core. You are not the enemy we were told to destroy. You are something else." His gaze sharpens. Something neither side truly understands. Kira murmurs uneasily. I'm monitoring him. No hostile intent detected, yet. Rix gestures toward the sky, where Council warships descend like metal gods. "This war isn't what you think," he says. "The Council fears Earth, yes, but not because of your weapons." "Then what?" He points toward the horizon. A thunderous rumble shakes the ground. The clouds split, peeling open like torn fabric. Something massive, dark, spiraled, ancient, moves beyond the thinning veil of atmosphere. The sight steals the breath from my lungs. What? What is that?" I whisper. Rix's voice turns cold, solemn. "The reason I spared your life." Lightning arcs around the shape. The air trembles. "That," Rix says, "is what the Council fears. Not Earth, not your command, not your Revenant project." He turns to me. "It is older than both our species." The creature, or ship, or whatever it is, lets out a sound like worlds grinding together. Rix continues, voice low. "It is coming. It devours civilizations, and both our people are lying to us because they are terrified." Kira's voice is almost a whisper. "What do we do?" The burning sky reflects in Rix's armor. "In this war," he says, "you and I are ghosts, forgotten by both sides. But if we stand together, maybe ghosts are exactly what the universe needs." For the first time since the Revenant pod changed me, I feel something faint inside my hollow chest.
Not hope, but a direction.
I find Leon in the ruins of the old docking bay. The fires around us paint her face in trembling red light. She looks older, tired, like the war carved pieces out of her too. When she sees me, her breath catches, and her hand flies to her weapon, but she doesn't pull the trigger. Leanne, I say quietly, we need to talk. Her eyes shine with something like fear or guilt. I didn't think you'd survive, she whispers. That makes two of us. For a moment, neither of us moves. The air is thick with smoke and memories. I step closer, and she finally lowers her gun. Did you know? I ask. My voice shakes despite everything the Revenant program did to me. Did you know Voros was framing me? Her silence is the answer. My chest tightens. Say it. She looks away. I heard the orders. I saw the false reports. I knew your ID was being marked. Her voice cracks. If I spoke up, they would have erased me too. So you stayed quiet. Leanne flinches like I hit her. I'm sorry. I chose survival. Her apology hurts more than her betrayal. I trusted her more than anyone. She was my childhood friend, my anchor, my family after my real one burned. And she chose herself. I don't shout. I don't curse. I just feel something inside me go cold. Before she can say more, the ground shakes. A spotlight floods the rubble. Then I hear his voice. Touching, General Voros calls out. Truly touching. He steps out with 6 elite guards, black armor, red visors, weapons humming with kill charge. Voros looks untouched by the war, proud, calm, like he still believes he owns everything that happens on this dying planet. Leanne freezes. Rix, hidden in the shadows behind me, tenses. Voros smirks. Stand down, Leanne. You completed your role. You brought him out. My stomach twists. So even now, she's being used. I step forward. Why, Voros? Why use me? Because you were perfect, he says. A loyal student, a brilliant engineer, easy to shape. His eyes narrow. And you were the only one who could survive the Revenant interface, for a while at least. I feel Kira stir nervously in my mind. Voros continues. But you ran. You became unstable. And now, he lifts a small trigger device. I have to clean up my mistake. The world stops. I feel something ignite behind my eyes. A sharp, electric spike, like lightning stabbing straight into my skull. My vision fractures. My knees hit the ground. A kill switch. He built a kill switch inside me. Kira screams in my mind. He's trying to override your neural core. Don't let him. Don't. Pain shreds through my nerves. My hands claw at the ground. I can't breathe. I can't think. Voros's voice echoes like a hammer. You were never meant to survive this war. Leanne shouts. Stop! You'll kill him! That is the point. Kira fights the command, burning herself like a firewall made of sparks and desperation. I can stop him. Just hold on, please. Her voice flickers, distorts. Kira, don't burn yourself, I gasp. Too late. Something pops in my skull, like a cable snapping, and the pain explodes white. I scream. The world spins. Then a shadow moves. Fast. Deadly. Rix. He crashes into the elite guards like a meteor, his spear cutting arcs of blue fire. 2 guards fall instantly. The others fire energy bolts, but he deflects them with impossible speed. His armor glows from the impacts. He shouts in my direction. Fight the override. I will end this. Voros doesn't stay. Of course he doesn't. He taps his wrist, and a beam of light swallows him. Instant extraction. Cowardly. Clean. Like he never dirtied his hands. His final words echo as he disappears. You cannot stop the council. You cannot stop us. You are a tool, nothing more. When the light fades, he's gone. And I'm left on my knees, shaking, smoke rising from the ports on the back of my neck. Kira is faint, barely a whisper.
I stopped it, but I had to burn part of my core. Kira? My voice trembles. Stay with me. I'm here. Just dim. Leanne approaches slowly, tears streaking through the ash on her face. I didn't know he would do that. I didn't think. Exactly, I say. My voice is colder than space. You didn't think. She breaks, drops her weapon, falls to her knees. I'm sorry, she whispers. I want to feel anger. I'm so sorry. I want to hate her. But I feel nothing except the weight of what Varro said. You were never meant to survive this war. Rix kneels beside me.
He will not stop hunting you, or me, or this planet. I breathe out a shaky breath.
I know. Leanne looks between us with shaking eyes. Then, what will you do? I rise slowly, pain still biting my nerves.
I'm done hiding, I say. Varos wants a weapon? I look up at the burning sky where Council warships loom. Then I'll show him what he created. Rix nods. You intend to take the fight to the sky? Yeah, I whisper. If I stay on Earth, everyone I care about dies. If I go up there, maybe I can end this. Kira's faint voice flickers like a dying flame. I'll follow you, anywhere. The heat of betrayal, the sting of guilt, the agony of the kill switch. It all settles into one sharp truth inside me. Earth Command wants me dead. The Council wants me erased. Varos wants me forgotten. So I'll do the one thing none of them expect. I'll fight back. And I'll make sure the next time Varos sees my face, it's the last thing he ever sees. Rix and I move through the shattered remains of Earth's upper atmosphere in silence. The stolen dropship rattles under us, its engines barely holding together. Smoke trails across the sky, and pieces of burning cities glow far below. But ahead of us hangs the true nightmare. The Council fleet. Row after perfect row of warships, 9,700 in total, shine like metal giants waiting to crush Earth a second time. Their shadows swallow the clouds. My breath tightens. I whisper, I can't fight that. Rix's voice is calm. Not with your hands, but with what they built inside you. Yes. He means the hybrid core, the revenant interface, the thing I never asked for, the thing that destroyed who I was. Kira flickers weakly in my mind, her voice thin like fading light. You won't fight them alone. I'm still here. I swallow hard and tighten my grip on the controls. The carrier looms ahead, one of the largest in the fleet. If I can merge with its command core, I can reach the entire network. The plan is insane, impossible, terrifying. But it's all we have. Rix sets a hand on my shoulder. Remember this, human. You choose who you are now, not Varos, not the Council. I nod, though my hands still shake. We dock beneath the carrier's armored belly. The moment the hatch opens, alarms begin to scream. Go, Rix roars, blocking the first wave of soldiers with his spear. I will hold them. I sprint through the corridor, my boots slamming against alien metal. The hybrid tech inside me wakes up like a second heartbeat. I can feel the ship, its power lines, its sensors, its pulse. Kira whispers. This is what they made you for, but we use it our way. I reach the core chamber. A sphere of swirling blue energy pulses at its center, cables wrapped around it like black veins. One touch will link me to every ship in the fleet. I hesitate. Not because I fear death, but because I fear what I'll become. Kira, I whisper, if I connect, will I still be me? She pauses, and that silence fractures something inside me. I'll be with you, she says softly, until the end. I place my hand on the core. The world explodes. Light floods my eyes. Electricity rips through my skull. My breath catches as my mind stretches far beyond my body, out of the chamber, out of the ship, into the void. I see everything. Every warship, every drone, every weapon, every order, every fear.
The fleet is an ocean of code and signals, and I'm sinking into all of it. Kira merges with me, her data weaving into my thoughts like threads of silver. We do this together, she whispers. I see the council commanders, their panic, their realization. Subject Zero has breached the network. Cut him out! Shut down the carrier core. Activate Fleet Purge Protocol. They're too late. Kira guides my shaking mind. Target the reactors, but only disable. We are not murderers. I nod, even though no one can see me. I focus. The hybrid power inside me surges. My veins burn. The ship's engines flicker under my command. One by one, like falling stars, their systems overload. Not enough to kill the crews, but enough to make the ships collapse. The first carrier explodes like a dying sun. I scream, not from pain, but from the weight of it. The sound echoes through the link, ripping through my chest. Then another ship falls. Then 10. Then hundreds. Fire spreads across the sky in massive spirals of broken metal and burning engines. The fleet tries to retreat, but the chain reaction jumps from ship to ship like living fire. Kira's voice trembles. You're doing it. You're saving them. Earth will live. But something is wrong. Her voice is breaking. Kira, I call. Static answers me. I'm sorry. I used too much of my core to protect you from Varos. I don't have enough left. My heart freezes. No, stay with me. Just hold on. You have to finish this without me. Her voice flickers. You deserve to live your own life, not one tied to a dying AI. Kira, please, I whisper through the burning inside me. Don't leave. Thank you for letting me feel alive. And then, Timon, the part of my mind where she lived, the warm space that kept me human, goes dark. I fall to my knees inside the core chamber, my hands still pressed to the sphere. Tears burn down my face. I don't care that the ship is shaking apart. I don't care that alarms scream. Kira is gone. The carrier explodes around me, but Rix bursts through the flames and lifts me with his armored arms. We must go now, he shouts. I barely hear him. Outside, the sky is filled with falling ships. 9,700 warships collapse in flames, one after another, like dying stars. Only 18 escape into the void. Earth is saved.
But it feels like nothing. As the dropship pulls away, I stare at the burning sky, my chest hollow. Kira's final words echo in the pieces of my mind she saved. Live your own life now. But I don't know how. Not without her. Not after everything I lost to win this war. Rix and I move through the shattered remains of Earth's upper atmosphere in silence. The stolen dropship rattles under us, its engines barely holding together. Smoke trails across the sky, and pieces of burning cities glow far below. But ahead of us hangs the true nightmare. The Council fleet. Row after perfect row of warships, 9,700 in total, shine like metal giants waiting to crush Earth a second time. Their shadows swallow the clouds. My breath tightens. I whisper, I can't fight that. Rix's voice is calm. Not with your hands, but with what they built inside you. Yes. He means the hybrid core, the revenant interface, the thing I never asked for, the thing that destroyed who I was. Kira flickers weakly in my mind, her voice thin like fading light. You won't fight them alone. I'm still here. I swallow hard and tighten my grip on the controls. The carrier looms ahead, one of the largest in the fleet. If I can merge with its command core, I can reach the entire network. The plan is insane, impossible, terrifying. But it's all we have. Rix sets a hand on my shoulder. Remember this, human. You choose who you are now, not Veros, not the Council. I nod,
though my hands still shake. We dock beneath the carrier's armored belly. The moment the hatch opens, alarms begin to scream. Go, Rix roars, blocking the first wave of soldiers with his spear. I will hold them. I sprint through the corridor, my boots slamming against alien metal. The hybrid tech inside me wakes up like a second heartbeat. I can feel the ship, its power lines, its sensors, its pulse. Kira whispers. This is what they made you for, but we use it our way. I reach the core chamber. A sphere of swirling blue energy pulses at its center, cables wrapped around it like black veins. One touch will link me to every ship in the fleet. I hesitate. Not because I fear death, but because I fear what I'll become. Kira, I whisper, if I connect, will I still be me? She pauses, and that silence fractures something inside me. I'll be with you, she says softly, until the end. I place my hand on the core. The world explodes. Light floods my eyes. Electricity rips through my skull. My breath catches as my mind stretches far beyond my body. Out of the chamber, out of the ship, into the void. I see everything. Every warship, every drone, every weapon, every order, every fear. The fleet is an ocean of code and signals, and I'm sinking into all of it. Kira merges with me, her data weaving into my thoughts like threads of silver. We do this together, she whispers. I see the council commanders, their panic, their realization. Subject Zero has breached the network. Cut him out. Shut down the carrier core. Activate fleet purge protocol. They're too late. Kira guides my shaking mind. Target the reactors, but only disable. We are not murderers. I nod, even though no one can see me. I focus. The hybrid power inside me surges. My veins burn, one by one like falling stars. Their systems overload. Not enough to kill the crews, but enough to make the ships collapse. The ship's engines flicker under my command. The first carrier explodes like a dying sun. I scream, not from pain, but from the weight of it. The sound echoes through the link, ripping through my chest. Then another ship falls. Then 10. Then hundreds. Fire spreads across the sky in massive spirals of broken metal and burning engines. The fleet tries to retreat, but the chain reaction jumps from ship to ship like living fire. Earth will live. Kira's voice trembles. You're doing it. You're saving them. But something is wrong. Her voice is breaking. Kira, I call. Static answers me. I'm sorry. I used too much of my core to protect you from Voros. I don't have enough left. My heart freezes. No, stay with me. Just hold on. You have to finish this without me. Her voice flickers. You deserve to live your own life, not one tied to a dying AI. Kira, please, I whisper through the burning inside me. Don't leave. Thank you for letting me feel alive. And then, silence. The part of my mind where she lived, the warm space that kept me human, goes dark. I fall to my knees inside the core chamber, my hands still pressed to the sphere. Tears burn down my face. I don't care that the ship is shaking apart. I don't care that alarms scream. Kira is gone. The carrier explodes around me, but Rix bursts through the flames and lifts me with his armored arms. We must go now, he shouts. I barely hear him. Outside, the sky is filled with falling ships. 9,700 warships collapse in flames, one after another, like dying stars. Only 18 escape into the void. But it feels like nothing. Earth is saved. As the dropship pulls away, I stare at the burning sky, my chest hollow. Kira's final words echo in the pieces of my mind she saved. Live your own life now. know how. Not without her. Not after everything I lost to win this war.